Hi YouTubers, fellow subscribers. Today I want to talk about how you protect your hands in cold weather and also how you protect your hands in wet weather and sometimes in cold, wet weather. So the combination is important. So first of all, we all know your regular summer gloves when it's warm and everything. Not non-full fingered gloves. That's what we wear. But once the weather starts changing, like in the fall or this time of year in the winter, you need to start covering your digits because you don't get as much circulation on your extremities as you do your torso and the other major organs in your body. The body always protects the major organs first. So if you don't protect your hands or your feet, which we'll talk about separately in another video, it's going to be an uncomfortable ride. I hate my hands being cold. I don't know about you. And I also hate my feet being cold. Well, I'll also do a video about how you protect your head. So as far as your hands are going, a lot of times if it's, so the rule I use is 65 degrees is when I start getting concerned about, okay, this is not normal weather. I can't just go in my summer kit. I get a little concerned. So if it's 65 or below, depending on what the wind is doing, you really have to keep up with the weather. The great thing is we have apps on our phones now. We have built-in stuff that you can just tap to give you hour by hour. So the time I'm going to be there, whatever they forecast, I hedge sometimes because, sometimes the forecasts are wrong. But if it's nippy and you're wearing a base layer and other things, it's time to think about covering your hands. If it's not going to go much below 60 degrees for me, because I run hot, I don't bother with anything extra other than just a regular pair of gloves. If I'm riding alone, a lot of times I don't even wear gloves. So 60 or above, I don't even wear gloves. If it's going to be below 60, that's when I start thinking about covering my hands. So you can wear something like what I have here. It doesn't matter who makes it, but a lot of the gloves are made with temperature ranges in mind. So when you're getting your gloves, you need to make sure you read the fine print on the manufacturer description that says what they recommend, what temperatures they recommend. I like gloves that allow me to use my fingers very well. I have a lot of dexterity when I'm wearing them. And if you can see these gloves, basically they fit your hand to where you use them, you forget they're there. They're not very bulky. But these gloves will protect your hands comfortably between like 45 and above. Maybe 40 if you're hedging, if it's not very windy from the north. If the front is not coming from the north, let's say you don't have a lot of wind. Once it starts getting much below 40 degrees as far as the field temperature, because it can be 50 and feel like 40. So you got to really keep up with the direction of the wind in the winter. So these gloves are great, 45 thereabouts, but once it starts dipping below, then you have to start thinking about liners. So you have an option. You can go with heavier gloves, warmer gloves, or you can use liners on your thinner gloves. Now this is just one kind of glove here. This is more of a race type glove. It really fits your hand really neat. But they have another glove that's perfect for 45 or above that I use. It's a merino glove. This brand is Rafa. I got them a long time ago on sale. I always get them on sale. This is a nice, comfortable glove. I even use this glove off the bike. It's very comfortable. I can drive with it. You can see it's designed. You can feel the bars. I like cycling specific gloves because they're designed with the needs of cyclists in mind. And so you wear these and you put your hand on the bars, you can feel them, you shift, there's no problem. So they're cut a little bigger than the one I just wore, but you can see how well they fit. They have a merino backing here and they got a leather palm. So they're very durable. I've used these for several seasons and you can see they still look new. I use them a lot. They've got a thing on the thumb here to wipe your nose. I like that. That's one of the benefits. And this glove that I had on also has that. That's the benefit of cycling specific gloves. when the temperature starts dipping below, let's say 45, and it's going to be cold, I start thinking about layering if I'm going to wear these guys. So for example, I've got this layer here is a merino layer. You can get any kind of layer. They have them all over the place. That's another layer here. This is made by Sportful. Over time, I get stuff when they're pretty much giving them away. They're dirt cheap. But some of these, what I like about layers is if you layer and the day gets warmer, you can always pull off one glove. This is designed to go inside the glove very easily. I'm going to use the left hand here. So I have the layer on, and you can see the layer itself. This was also designed by Rafa. The layer itself has a white on the layer. So they know that there are times when you'll use this by itself. So let's say 50 or above, you can use this by itself. So if you have the layer here and you put this in this glove, they're designed to be used together. So it doesn't feel bulky, but man, it keeps your hands nice and warm. You can pick up a coin with this thing. Let me see here. I got some coins over here. I kind of like to demonstrate that because it doesn't matter what brand you're shopping for. If you can't get a glove that you can wear to do that, what happens is when you're riding and you try to reach in your pocket for food, it's a hassle. So I actually test my gloves like that. If I can pick up a coin, I know I'll be able to get my food out or whatever I need out of my pockets. So that's really important. Let me pull these off. This is a nice, as I'm talking to you guys, my hands are getting so much warmer just wearing the layers right now. So let's say you're riding and it's 40 degrees in the morning, you leave home, or 35, whatever, you wear these two, and you know it's going to get warmer. That's a day that's perfect for this combination because you don't want to break out the heavy gloves, because it's going to be changing as it get warmer. So an hour into the ride, let's say it hits 50 or above, you just go ahead and take off the top layer, put that in your pocket, and you can just ride with that. Or you could take this off and then ride with this. But that's what I like about the benefits of layering on days where you have changeable weather. But let's say you're going out and it's 22 degrees in the morning, and it's not going to warm up much. It's going to maybe barely get to freezing. And I'm talking Fahrenheit here, but I'll put the converted temperatures when I do the production of this video for those of you in the UK. So for example, on a cold day, it's below freezing when you get up, it's sunny, you still want to go out because you've been cooped up all week, sitting at the office, whatever else, you got to get out. So on those days, you have this guy and you break out the big boys. Whatever you have that's your really heavy, serious cold weather glove. This layer allows you to use that in combination so that when you're out there, you can be out there all day in temperatures that don't even break freezing, and your hands are going to be nice and toasty. Now let me see if I can pick up a coin with this. Okay, so I don't know how they do it. I know a lot of people out there that say, because when I got introduced to Rafa, I did a lot of reviews like every other vendor, and the biggest thing was, man, they're expensive. Well, yeah, they're expensive. A lot of that stuff, the guy who runs the company used to be a cyclist that started it. And so they put a lot of thought into it. And that's what I like about it. So yeah, they're pricey. So I wait till they're having their sales. That's when it's reasonable. That's when I get them. But a lot of other companies, Pearly Zumi, they have good stuff too. So I just happen to have these gloves. If I had a Pearl glove, I'd be using that as an example. So if you're going to buy a Pearl glove, make sure you can pick up small objects with it because you'll need to reach in your pocket. You don't want to be out there, it's freezing, and you got to take off your glove just to get your food. And even some of these gloves, you can swipe your phone without having to take them off. They think about all of that. So when I read the description, no company's perfect. Rafa's got his issues with some of the products. I mean, you heard my thing about their so-called protein rain shoes. So, I'm dealing with their customer service on that as we speak. So anyway, but what I like about it is they're designed for cycling. I don't really care who makes it. But what I have impatience for are companies that's just going to make a glove. And that's why you see Simon was on one of my other. He commented on one of the other videos that I was talking about where I found about Endura, the shoe covers and whatever. And Simon commented on that and he mentioned Castelli. Now that's another company that makes stuff for cycling. So it's about time. I mean, and it's getting to work. People need to take our sport seriously. If you're going to design it for how we use it. If you don't ride bikes, get out of the cycling business. You're going to make products for cycling, you need to know. Even if you don't ride bikes, get somebody who does to test your products. So it annoys me when people just have the audacity and the arrogance to just make a product and try to tell us this is for cycling when it really does not consider how we use it. So I've veered away from companies that just push stuff out there with heavy marketing that don't have the thoughts and the needs that we have when we're out there. So this glove is reinforced where you need it when you're on the bars. You don't even, you could, as big as this thing is, I don't know how they did it. It's very warm. It does not feel bulky, but it looks bulky. When you put it on, it does not feel bulky. And somehow the material they use is called goose fill or whatever, supposedly keeps the air outside. This blocks the wind. It's water resistant. I've actually tested this in the rain, so it will keep your hand dry. Now in a deluge, water always finds its way to get somewhere. But this thing definitely will keep your hand. This material, they didn't treat it. The material itself has some kind of a canvasy feel to it, and it actually keeps water from getting through. So and that's what you need. You need your hands to not get cold and stay warm and still be breathable. So I don't know how to do it. So I give them kudos, all of them. Pearl Izumi, all the companies that are using the technology to come, because nowadays this is great that we have this. So this is not only warm, it's breathable, so your hand does not sweat in there. So you can wear this for hours and be comfortable in sub-freezing weather. So that's why I use the liners. If I just wore these gloves and it was below 30, I might not be able to stay out there that long. So I'd much rather have the liner. So you have to layer, just like you do your body, to get that right. But anyway, I wanted to just, I'm going to stop there with the dry weather stuff, dry cold stuff. There are some other things here, like they're just other liners. I don't need to put all of them on. This is just another liner you can wear. Sportful makes that. They're all designed to where you can either wear them inside of a glove or you can wear them by themselves. All of them have some kind of little grip. This one has a grip because they know when the weather changes, you'll be pulling off things. But it's always good to have this layering. It just makes a big difference. And all of these gloves being made by cycling specific companies, they fit. There is nothing left over on my finger here. And I'm a size large in gloves, which is like 21 and a half, almost 22 centimeters, is like 9 inches or something like that, diameter wise. I can pick up a coin with the glove. I love that. It's like I'm not wearing gloves. So it makes you want to wear them. And Castelli's another brand that makes really good gloves. Simon told me about one I'm looking into right now, the lightweight one. Well, all of these are comparable. So the theme of this video is layer when it's cold. Don't be shy about it. And it's easier to pull something off, stick it in your pocket, than be out there and have freezing hands, because that sucks. Your brain will just focus on that and you'll be taking a shortcut home. You won't ride as long, you won't be as comfortable, you won't enjoy it as much. Now, if it's cold and rainy, that's the challenge. They have gloves out there that are completely waterproof. Challenges I've had, your hands sweat in there because they don't breathe, and that's the problem. So I have not used these below freezing, these neoprene gloves. I used them in 50-degree weather last time that was rainy, and they worked. They got wet. They have a lot of dexterity. I can pick up coins with them, no problems. I used the selfie stick. I had no issues using my hands. And I don't know how they do it, but it really conforms to your hand. There's no gaps at the fingertips. So it fits really well. But my concern is, how are they going to fare in below freezing temperature since they allow water to come through. Supposedly they use wetsuit technology that supposedly traps your body warmth in that first layer of water, and then the rest does not allow the warmth to escape. So it's a bit technical there. Now, they do have gloves that are waterproof, but make sure they're also breathable. I ordered a glove from Endura that is supposed to get here soon that is listed as waterproof, and I'm yet to test that. But the key is for me, if it's below 40 and it's raining, unless I have a real serious sportive or something, chances are my wife's gonna frown on me going out there, because it's a very challenging weather, so it's not very often that I'm out there in freezing, cold, rainy conditions. I don't have to do it, but if I had to, I have the gear that would allow me to do it, because what I showed here can be used, because this glove will keep your hand dry. So you can layer and then put this on top when it's rainy and cold, and that will work to keep your hands dry. And then the other things that I talked about for the different parts of the body and some of the other videos that I would make, there's ways you can do that, but it's kind of like, you got to hedge, Is it really necessary? If it's a big sport team that I've signed up for, yeah, then you want to be prepared and you can go. But if it's just a ride per se, my wife's like, look, just get on the trainer or get on the rollers, and wait till it's a little warmer. And that's probably what I would get. So I would have challenges with my better half. So, that doesn't happen very frequently. I don't roll out in freezing, cold, wet weather very frequently. But I just wanted to cover that. So this is what you would need for really wet weather. They have different neoprene-based gloves out there that you can use, and they have some just waterproof gloves as well as water-resistant gloves, because your hands don't need to be completely dry to be comfortable. They just need to be warm. So even if a little bit of water gets in and the glove still keeps your hand warm, you'll be fine. So I just wanted to cover that for hands. Post your comments and questions below, and let me know if there's anything I missed or anything you have to add, and share it with the community. Be safe out there, and don't let the weather stop you from getting out there.